Oh!
That shit hurt too.
Man. I've been working with 361 for the last like 2-3 weeks, and I've been loving it. I ain't gonna lie. They sent me like 4 pair of shoes, and for the most part, I loved all of them. Then comes these things. Before we get into the review though, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This is the Big 3 6.0 Pro. For y'all that have been tuned in, you've seen that I had the Big 3 5.0 Quick Pro, and I loved them. I said they were comparable to some of the top models with Nike, and I was really excited to see these because these are unreleased when I'm making this video. I believe when you see it, it'll be the day of the release. So if you do want to get this pair or the regular version, which I believe does not have the exposed TPU/carbon fiber on the outsole, that is one of the reasons shoe kind of has some issues. Link down below. Or if you want to get the 5.0 or any of the Jokic shoes that I reviewed in the previous video from yesterday, be my guest. Use my link, pick them up. Go check out those reviews before you do. I have the shorts version and I have the full version as well. But y'all came here for this one, so let's get into it and break it down. I had to go grab my other phone. It has the tech specs and everything on here. So let's go ahead and start off with the looks of the shoe. And this is the B Water colorway, which is obviously modeled after, what the hell? It is lightning and thundering right now in Arizona, and it's like 95 degrees outside, and it is 8:30 at night. So all over the place with that. But this is obviously modeled after the Bruce Lee movie, show, design, colorway, all that good stuff. And I actually always really like the Bruce Lee design and colorway. It has some nice hints on the tongue. It's overall a pretty cool colorway. It has a knit upper with a special woven technique. And overall, it's a pretty cool design. I did give the looks an 8 out of 10. I don't think that it looks bad. I just think the design of the shoe kind of looks a little bit funky, but the colorway definitely adds and saves this shoe. And they also have a lot of other cool colorways as well on the site if you want to go check that out. The shoe also does have a TPU heel counter, and lockdown is not an issue at all with this shoe. For this midsole, they are using a Quick Q Tech midsole, and then they have Energy X return in the midsole as well. Honestly, it's not as plush as the other models like the Big 5 Quick Pro or the Jokic ones, which is honestly a little bit surprising to me because I actually really like the cushion on both those other models, and I expected this to be the upgrade of it and have better cushioning or the same. They did add the new Energy X technology in the shoe, and that may be why it is a little bit more stiff. I definitely need to break these in a little bit more. From my knowledge though, these are supposed to be like low to the ground and shoes for you to be quick and agile when playing, so maybe they substitute some cushion with that to have better energy return, which I'm assuming they did with the technology they put in the midsole. Personally, compared to other shoes though, I was not a huge fan of that. Though the cushion is not as good as the other models, it was comfortable first wear. Toe box was a little bit stiff, but nothing extreme. And while mentioning toe box, it does have a bit of a wider toe box as well for those that are normal to wide foot and prefer that over the narrow pointy toe boxes. Definitely a lot more comfortable. Now let's get into the outsole of the shoe, and this is one of my biggest problems with the shoe. It is a full-length rubber outsole. It has a midfoot and forefoot TPU shank in the shoe. Yeah, it's safe to say that's where the problems begin with the shoe, at least for me. When you're playing basketball, I feel like a lot of us know that do play basketball, your foot is not always going to plant just up and down. Like, that's just not realistic. You make turns, you make cuts, you jump, you run, you dunk. There's a lot of things you do on a basketball court. You're sliding left to right, forward, backwards. And that's when the shoe starts to struggle. I feel like the traction is good if I'm just stopping forward and back. Like, okay, cool. But when I plant sideways, you don't just plant flat-footed. Like, there is a little bit of a turn of the foot, and that's when the carbon fiber shank, or it says TPU, but it looks like carbon fiber, starts to hit the ground. And I feel like a lot of the overseas brands have started to do this, where they've overly added plastic into the outsole of the shoe or the midfoot. They're like, make it a cool design, and it looks great. It looks cool to have all this carbon fiber on the outsole, but it doesn't perform good. Or if you're gonna do this, make the rubber a lot more elevated and cover this part at least. As you can see from the intro clip, I busted my ass. First traction test. And I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key upset because this was the last shoe I tried on, and like the 4 shoes I wore when I went to go hoop, and I was hooping for like 3 hours. So I got to play a couple games in these, and in the game there was like a loose ball. I ran for it. It was on the defensive side, so I didn't get the clip. I ran for it and like tried to stop real quick, and I like slid a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay. But it wasn't the grip. It was the TPU hitting the floor. Oh, all right, whatever. So I didn't think nothing about it, played it or whatever. I think I switched to one more shoe after that, played one more game. We ended up losing that game, and I forgot that I need to still do the videos for the review. So I'm doing all the little walkthroughs and everything. And the last part is always, I do the little, this for my traction test, I do squeak, and then I do the traction test. Get to doing a traction test. First one, bro. I'm sore as hell from just hooping for 3 hours. My knees have been getting better, but they've been kind of beat up ever since dunk camp. So I do my test. Slide like a motherfucker. So damn, I'm on the floor. I usually, like, if that ever does happen, I just get up, suck it up, and I do 2 more, and I just go a little bit slower. I fell so damn hard in that traction test, bro, I called it quits. So I did 2 little, like, standing ones, and then just went like that, bro. I was done. And that was very disappointing for me, but this is something I actually look out for in shoes when I order them now. Well, like, they send me these, but, like, shoes that I do order, whether it be with other brands or something that I may have seen that's an older shoe, is do they have this exposed plate? And if they do, how much lower is it than the rubber on the outsole? Because once again, you're not always going to plant your foot flat on the basketball court. And also, with it being rubber is going to compress. And rubber compresses. This doesn't. The rubber on this outsole is actually pretty stiff though, and pretty hard. I feel like these would be good for outdoor use for sure. I don't play outdoors, but I know those are some of the qualities that are good in an outdoor shoe. They did squeak though.
I don't even want to go swimming during this.
I gave the traction what did I give the traction in the test? And I ended up giving the traction a 5 out of 10 on the test. I don't ever give anything like a 0 or a 2 or anything, so I feel like 5 is really the lowest. But yeah, I just wasn't a huge fan of that. And that is one of the most important things for me in a basketball shoe. One, I do not want to fall, just injury risk and slip outs and everything like that. I do travel and still do dunk contests, and I do get paid to do that. That is part of like how I make my money, so I would prefer not to be hurt. Also, make content full time. So me being healthy, me being able to go to courts, hoop, dunk, make different videos and everything like that is a big part of that. Also doing shoe reviews. I can't test shoes if I can't be on the court. So yeah, that was one thing that's gonna sideline these for sure for me, unfortunately. I am gonna go look at the 6.0s, the regular ones though, and see if they just have a full rubber outsole without the carbon fiber. Because the pro version, they do tend to upgrade stuff, and it might just be something that's on the pro version and not on the regular ones. And if it isn't, I may have them send those in the future and test them out and see if those are good. I don't know if they'll be doing a quick pro version of these. If they do, I'll also test that out if it doesn't have this plate. If it does, I'm just going to assume they perform the same or similar. As far as fit goes for a shoe, I would go 100% true to size, and it does have a little bit of a wider toe box than you're used to, like a Nike basketball shoe, so it's also more comfortable. Retail price for a shoe is $169 if I were to choose, because the Jokic GTSE NYC colorway that I reviewed that I really liked is $169 as well. I would 100% go with that model. From the cushion to the traction to the comfort, that shoe blows this one out the water. And no slip outs as well. I like the look of the Joker 1 GTSEs in the NYC colorway a lot more. And it's a low top as well. One thing that follows suit with the Big 3 5.0 and the Big 3 6.0s is the weight. The weight is still lightweight. They come in around the same weight of a Kobe 5, and they weigh 344 grams. Same weight as a Sabrina 2 as well, similar to a Tatum 3. Just to give you some shoes and examples so you know what they would feel like, because those are more common shoes that you've probably tried or can go try on in store. I know you can't just go to wherever they're based out of and go try these on. I do like the lightweight shoe, and that is a really good quality of the shoe. And I can't wait to keep trying more of their shoes and see if they all seem to follow this lightweight to average weight pattern, because it's a really nice touch. If you can make a good shoe in that weight range too, they start to get in those top 10 categories. Overall though, if we were to do a cop or drop on a shoe, I would definitely do a drop. Unfortunately, I was really excited to see how these would perform and take them to the court, because I praised the Big 3 5.0s really highly. So I was like, these are probably going to be even better. It's a newer version. I can't wait. And unfortunately, they definitely are a little bit of a letdown. But hey, if you're more of like a catch and shoot type player, you're not as nimble or agile laterally, you play a little bit of a slower game, they honestly might be fine for you. Just my play style and what I do and how I move on the court. It's not the best for me. And before y'all get to saying, oh, you planted your foot sideways, I'm not planting like this on the damn court. Like, yes, my foot is a little bit. If this the court, yes, my foot is a little bit turned. I do all my traction tests like that. There's nothing different that I did in this one than the Joker ones I did the exact same day, and it's the exact same court. Because everybody likes to blame me when I fall. And I'm like, bro, I've done this like 200-300 times at this point, with 200-300 different shoes, probably 1,000 times plus, literally just running and stopping, making videos of that. Not trying to say I can't make mistakes, but 99% of the time if I fall, it's not on me. I promise. And I would never purposely make a shoe look bad. This is one of the brands that I work with. I would love for every one of their shoes to be amazing so that I can put you guys on and you can go purchase them and me and the brand can grow and be successful. You guys have a ton of unique new shoes that are amazing. But with any brand, that's just not the case. Every shoe is not going to be perfect or amazing, whether it's Nike, Adidas, 361, Anta. There's going to be some models and some shoes that just people don't like. These are comfortable, somewhat wide foot friendly, and lightweight basketball shoes though, so if those are some qualities that you look for, and if you like and enjoy the look of the shoe, hey, go check them out. There is some other colorways as well, and I did just check as well in the Big 3 6.0. This whale fall colorway is actually pretty cool. There is a full length rubber outsole without this carbon fiber or TPU shank that takes up a majority of the midfoot, especially the internal midfoot. There is a small one on the external of the midfoot, so that will probably not cause too many or any issues, to be 100% honest with you. So I may try those out to see how they look, or I have to wait to see if they make a quick version and see if they want to send those over. The non-pro version is also $40 less than the pro version and has a couple different tech specs as far as quick foam light instead of the explosive stuff that they put in these. But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Fortunately, these were not a banger, but we have a ton more reviews coming up in the future. They did just release today. And I reviewed some other shoes from this brand if you want to go check that out. They have a lot of good ones, and if you do, go cop a pair. Use my link down below. I believe that they also sent me a email saying that if you use code Crosby, I believe that's the code. Let me double check. Yeah, if you use code Crosby on any shoe that's over $130, you get $10 off. So, hey, click the link, use code Crosby, get you a pair of shoes, and shout out 361 as always.